What is it?
Dr. Rhodes, I saw her.
Who?
The same woman that was in the bathtub. She was here. I was...
Don't be. There's nothing to be afraid
Well,
of.
why do I have this feeling? It's so strong.
Like you've been here before?
Yes, but I haven't. I've never been to the lake. Well, I know it's over there.
What is?
A tree. The tree that I sketched. I've never been here before. And I've never seen that tree before. But I know it's there. I know it. But it's over there. I know it.
Come on, let's go.
Let's see now.
Where to now?
Straight ahead, I think.
Anything yet?
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure, really. I think it's straight ahead.
Gail, you said something about a lake with a car in it. Is this it?
Yes.
You sketched these initials in the house, but you've never seen them before?
No. It's down there, I know it.
Are you sure?
Yes. I'm positive.
There hasn't been a car through here in years, Gail.
Oh, no. No, don't. Don't! Please, don't!
Gail! Gail! Gail, what is it? What is it? What's the matter?
Let go of me. Let me go.
What's wrong? Gail. Gail! Are you all right? Are you all right?
I think so.
And I picked it up at the lake. Nancy, you finished with that yet?
In just a minute. Dr. Rhodes, can I ask you something? How could Gail have seen the car if it didn't exist?
Gail's subconscious is infused with so many images of that car, her mind could have created it anywhere.
But you saw it, too.
That could have been empathic telepathy. I might have just picked it up from her. Except for one thing. That's the same exact hood ornament I saw on that car.
Well, that could have been coincidental. There's probably a lot of those things lying.
Too many coincidences, Nancy. They're exceeding the limits of probability. And it...
Hello.
Hi, Gail.
Hello.
How are you feeling?
Oh, a little bit better.
That must have been a terrible experience.
Yes, it was.
Excuse me.
Do you know what it was? Do you have any idea what it was like?
Just speculation so far.
Well, there has to be some reason for it. There just has to be.
Don't worry, I'm sure we'll find it.
Well, so far it's only been feelings, fright, impressions. Nothing that would actually hurt me.
But fear can be damaging. I want you out of that house.
I don't want to leave. I want to find out what's going on in the house.
And just get out of there for a while. Go shopping, anything.
All right, but just for a little while.
Nancy, what have you got so far?
A Frances Dahlgren was the last owner of the house. And she fits the exact description of the woman that Gail saw in the tub. She was apparently a groovy-looking young girl of about 21 who inherited the house from a very wealthy daddy. She owned a large piece of stock in the suburban newspaper when she died in that house 7 years ago.
Murdered?
The final disposition of the case was accidental death. The coroner's report stated that she hit her head when she fell, knocked herself out, and was drowned.
Who found the body?
Her dinner guests. She loved to have parties and threw a lot of them.
Wait a minute. She was taking a bath in the middle of a dinner party?
She had come in late from playing tennis and had gone upstairs to change. Everyone was already there.
How many dinner guests?
5. I've got their names.
By no winds those clouds are driven that rustle through the unquiet heaven. Do you like poetry, Dr. Rhodes?
Very much, Mrs. Carver.
Anne, please.
And it sounded familiar.
I wrote it. It's mine. Uneasily, from morn till even, over the violets there that lie in myriad types of the human eye, over the lilies there that wave and weep above the nameless grave.
Thank you.
Do you consider death a sad thing?
Yes, I do.
Don't. It's simply going from one room into another. This is Annabel Lee. Thou wast that all to me, love, for which my soul did pine. She was as black as night with a purr like milk and honey.
A black cat?
Listen, you can almost hear her purring, so soft and sweetly. Just the wind in the trees, but it's a nice thought anyway.
Yes, it is. Mrs. Carver, Anne, some things have been happening over at the Dahlgren house. Things that have been very upsetting to the new tenant, Gail Sumner.
How can I help?
You were a friend of Frances Dahlgren's. You were at her house 7 years ago at a party, the night she died.
You remember that evening, Anne?
Of course.
I know this may be a painful memory, but If you could recall anything about the night, the circumstances surrounding her death, anything that might explain those things that have been happening
I'm
over
afraid
there.
I really don't recall very much.
Anne, have you ever seen this before?
I don't think so.
Well, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Goodbye.
Bye. Are you in a hurry?
No, why?
Well, if you could stay for about 15 minutes, I think she should be by.
Who's that?
Frances. I'm sure she could help you a lot more than I could.
Frances Dahlgren?
She comes by practically every morning. Her little Tinkerbell is buried over there. She comes and listens to my poetry. And all my days are trances, and all my nightly dreams are where thy dark eye glances. Sometimes she comes and we just garden. Her flowers bloom so beautifully. She talks to them, too. Mine never seem to do quite as well as hers.
May I see you for a moment?
Certainly. I'm Dr. Rhodes.
Yes, I know who you are. This girl's been talking to people all over town, upsetting everybody. Now, why are you bothering my wife?
I was simply trying to establish certain facts about Frances Dahlgren. Something is happening at that house, something that defies rational explanation. I was asked if I might be able to learn the nature of it.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about some kind of extrasensory phenomena that might have something to do with Frances's death.
Look, Dr. Rhodes, please excuse my hostility. It was a tragic accident. And I don't relish the idea of having it all brought up again.
You were there that evening, weren't you?
Yes. Anne was influenced quite a bit by Frances, and not in a way that I approved of. I was envious of their relationship. Sometimes it seemed Anne was closer to Frances than to me. My wife has been out of touch with reality ever since Frances's death.
Dr. Rhodes? I remember. Yes. He was so sweet. We used to go riding in his car. That thing you showed me, there was something like that on the front of it.
Who, Anne? Whose car?
Frank Orley.